Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. So today I'm going to be showing you what we are doing at home with my current ninth grader. If you are new here, my ninth grader is actually attending what we call a parent partnership program here, and it's kind of a hybrid school. So in some places you might call this a charter school, but here in Washington they call them parent partnership programs, and every program's different. But this particular program, she attends on-site schools 2 days a week. So Mondays and Wednesdays she attends school. And in that program, she is currently taking 4 classes. So she is taking American literature, American history, math, and career explorations. And so that leaves 2 subjects that we are responsible for at home, but I also supplement with some other things here at home as well. So I'm going to be sharing all of that with you today. So today I'm focusing on her independent work. If you want to see what she does with us as a family, you'll want to see my last few videos. We have my family subjects, and then I have my morning basket videos, and those will tell you what we're doing together as a family as far as morning basket goes and our family subjects. But like I said, today is more of her independent work. So I'll be sharing about what we are doing. I'll be sharing about what we have started in the new semester, what we have put away, and how things have been going for us so far, 2/3 into our school year. Before I get too far into all of this, I do want to let you know that I will link everything that you see in this video in the description box below in case you want to take a look. So feel free to check that out when you're done. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with her personal devotions. She is doing this, "You are beautiful and courageous." And it's just a 2-page spread like this, so very short and simple. She does this like 3 days a week. So she reads a little bit here and she has a little bit to write. And so this is just what I picked for her to do, sort of her personal devotions on her own on the days that she's not joining us for our group family Bible. And even though she's doing American literature at the school, we have a few additional language arts resources that I am using with her at home. So the first one here is Wordly Wise Book 5. I think she is she's over halfway through this book. We will probably be close to finishing it this year. We don't do a lot of these often because she does have quite a heavy workload either from the school or with our family subjects and stuff like that. So these things, typically she will do 1 to 2 max lessons a week. So we don't move super fast in here, but vocabulary is something that she is working on developing. And so we have Wordly Wise, and this level has been working well for her. Another thing that we are doing supplementally is Spelling UC. She is on level E. I'm trying to finish this school year. We will see, is part 2. I do have level F ready for her when she gets there, but Spelling UC has been what we've used with her since the very beginning of homeschooling. She officially started homeschooling in 5th grade. And so we have been using Spelling UC ever since. I have definitely seen dramatic improvement in her spelling. So that has worked well for us. And so we are just not going to change it if it's been working for us. For grammar this year, I wanted to give her something a little more fun, a little more lighthearted. And so she is doing Beowulf's Grammar by Guest Hollow. This is intended for maybe 1st or 2nd through 6th grade. But they say you can adapt it for middle school, and I'm currently using it with my 2 middle school boys, but I felt like this is perfect for her for this year as well. It is a lighthearted, fun, activity-based way to do grammar. It's just a fun way to do some review. So I think she really enjoys it. It has a dog as the main character. She loves dogs, and so I thought she probably would like this. I let her pick from a few different grammar programs, and this is the one she picked, and I haven't heard any complaints about it, so we are working through this slowly. This is part 2 that I have in my hands. She's almost finished part 1 and should be starting this part 2 soon. There are 4 parts, so we'll probably just get through part 2 this school year is my guess. Okay, so next, books and reading is such an important part of our homeschool, and so I do still assign her readers. She has some pretty intense books with her American literature. She's been reading things like 1984, The Great Gatsby, some other short pieces. I think she's going to be reading The Grapes of Wrath. Those are quite challenging for her, so I have had to find ways to adapt and help her to know what those stories are about. But more at her level, we have been doing some books here at home. So I'm looking here at my list here. She has read Illegal. That is a graphic novel based, I think it's about refugees. And so she's read that book. I think she read A Girl Named Disaster. I will put a picture of that there. She has read Listening for Lions. She has read, she is currently reading, I think it's George and the Missed Secrets to the Universe. So that's part of an astronomy recommendation. And then in the car, she has listened to A Golden Goblet with me and the boys. We are listening to A Single Shard right now. We have listened to Hidden Figures, which is another book from the astronomy unit that she did last semester, and more. We're doing the first book of the Wing Feather series right now. We listened to A Long Walk to Water. And so most of her books right now are focused on the geography that she is doing a little bit of, and we do geography together as a family. And so I try to focus her books on geography or her science that she's doing right now. So she was doing astronomy last semester, and she is doing earth science this semester. And so I kind of try to pick books that go along with those themes. And so while she's reading, she either does a oral narration to me, preferably each day. That hasn't been happening. So either an oral narration, or she has been filling out this. So this is Not Consume's reading journal. It is intended for grades 2 to 5. We started this last year and there were still some pages left. And I was going to have her just do a written narration, but she asked me if she could finish up the pages that were left in here. And I said yes. So on her written narration days, I'm letting her fill this out. This is very simple. We're almost done. She's almost done here. Let me see if I can find a blank page to show you. They basically look like this. So there are different activities each day, and she just picks one and fills it out for the book that she's reading. So last of all, one other thing she's doing very minimally is handwriting. It is The Good and the Beautiful handwriting. I think she's on level 5 or 6 at this point. She really does enjoy that handwriting, and so we just do that sporadically. So like I said, there's quite a few language arts pieces here, but we try not to do more than 3 of these pieces a few days a week. So we don't do a whole lot of this, but it's just supplementing her learning and helping her continue to grow in those areas. Okay, so next, something that we have been doing maybe once a week, like one lesson a week, or maybe a lesson every other week, is we are continuing with Guest Hollow's High School Geography and Cultures. And this is the workbook. And basically, I will assign her and my other daughter one lesson, usually once a week, but if we get too far in our group learning about the country or the continent that we're learning about, then we have slowed it down. So a lot of her assigned readings come from geography. And so we are just finishing up on Africa, and we are moving into Australia and New Zealand. There's like a few lessons left. So there's not a lot of lessons left here. We should be done with this geography pretty soon, which is good because it's going to open up some time to do some of these other things that I'm showing you here. So last semester, she was doing astronomy. She requested this topic, and so I created a whole unit for her. The level of this unit, I would say, is intended for middle school. So like grades 6 through 8, generally, if most people were using it, but it actually was really perfect for her in her 9th grade year. She needed something fun, something she enjoyed, but something that wasn't too heavy, because some of her subjects at her school are quite difficult for her right now. So she has been doing Discovering the Wonders of the Universe, A Journey Through Astronomy. This is a literature-based unit that I created for her. She said she really enjoyed it. It had a ton of books. There's a few spine books. There's a ton of books we got from the library. Like I said, I tried to pull in some readers. There's YouTube videos. And so basically I just print off the grids for her, and she just goes through and checks things off as she goes. So if I can't find a book from the library, I will just exit off here, and she just works her way through. And then as she works her way through, here are the YouTube videos. As she works her way through, she just continues on to the next day. So that has worked really well for us. If you're interested in checking this out for yourself, I will put a link below to my video kind of showing more of a look inside to this, as well as where you can purchase this. And so because I created an astronomy unit for this semester, I knew that she would need something for next semester. So very naturally, it seems like we would move into earth science. And so because we haven't done a lot of that in our homeschool, and so I just kind of did the same thing for earth science. So this is fresh off the press. She has started on it. I did start printing off some of those grids for her so she could get started, but I literally just copied this cover page and half of it so I could show it to you today. So I'm just going to quickly show you a little bit about this. And so this is the science she's doing right now. It's the same as the astronomy. It is meant for the middle grades, so like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Oh, I say 5th. You can do it with 5th graders too. Yeah, so 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So upper elementary and middle school. So this is not yet available for sale. I just need to finish the listings, basically. It is ready to be sold. I'm ready to put it out. So let me know below if you're interested in it. I will put links, maybe I'll put links below once I have it up. It might take me a few days, but it's ready to go. So basically I have a whole list of topics here on what it is covering. I have an introduction, how to use the guide. I have a big long book list. The spines of this course are secular, but I do have additional Christian resources that you can add on top. That's how I like to do it. I like to use what's available, but I also like to add a Christian perspective, and then we have a chance to have a conversation together as a family. So there's Christian resources, just a few of those. There's hands-on activities, there's fiction and nonfiction, additional things, and stuff like that. So basically, in the end, you get a grid that looks like this. It's very much like my astronomy unit. And so on the top here, I have my spines, and then I have my Christian resources, I have my experiments or activities section, and then I have additional fiction or nonfiction add-ons, so you can add those on as you want. I have a place for a check for a narration journal, and then I have YouTube videos that go along with that day's lessons. So I'm just going to quickly show you some of her spines that she's using right now. So we have this, the New York Public Library, Incredible Earth, a book of answers for kids. We have DK Smithsonian's Geography, a visual encyclopedia. This one, I really, really love this book, but this is not used as much in this unit as I wanted. This one is going to be used more in my, hopefully, my next guide that I'm creating. So my next guide, I want to cover ecology and conservation. And so this would be more of an ecology and conservation book, but I do touch in this book a little bit in this guide. So it's kind of an optional book. And then I'm using DK Eyewitnesses, Rocks and Minerals, DK Eyewitnesses, Volcanoes and Earthquakes, and then I have DK Eyewitnesses Weather as well. She's not using that yet. And then one of the Christian resources that I have is Exploring Planet Earth. I love John Hudson Taylor's books. His textbooks are so easy to read, just written in a very enjoyable manner, and we have just really enjoyed these in our homeschool. So that is one of the Christian resources that I have in this course. And then I have another pile here of some of the activity books and stuff like that. So some of the activities come out of these two books that I just got from the library. We have Geology Lab for kids. We have Weather and Climate Science Lab for kids. So I have these scheduled out throughout the course. And then I have a hands-on book. So if you want to do like paper models of things, I have the Amazing Earth Model book scheduled out throughout the course. And then we just have a bunch of other beautiful resources like this. So we have earth-shattering events, volcanoes, earthquakes, and cyclones, and GK the Moon, and a whole bunch of other books. And so what I do is I just look ahead and I request a lot of these from the library. Some of these spines I have purchased, but some of them I just get from the library and I just keep requesting them. So that's what we've been doing. So she will do every day, she'll read as much as she can, and then she will record something that she learned in her science notebook. This is very basic. We have a place to write like the date, the title, draw a picture, and then write a few paragraphs. So she usually does 1 or 2 paragraphs or draws a picture or something like that about what she's learned that day. And then I've also found some very simple kind of lab reports for her. And so I have printed these off, very simple. So it just has the procedure. So whenever she's doing one of the experiments, I have her do 1 experiment a week, and then I have her do the hands-on models. And then she draws a picture and she writes about the results here. So that's just kind of her little lab notebook for her science. And so that's how we've been doing science this year. It's been working really well. She's been able to do it very independently. Like I said, she just goes through and checks things off, and she seems to really be enjoying the units I've created for her. So that has been our science this year. So if that course looks interesting to you, I will link this below as soon as I have all the links available. I will try to make a video pretty soon that is more detailed, more like top down, showing you sort of what a week looks like and showing you more of the resources and like inside of the resources. So stay tuned for that. I hope I can get that up soon. Okay, so the language arts stuff and the geography, that is stuff that I do not report to the school. However, the science is something that I do report to the school. And so at the end of the semester, we just submit everything that we can that she's done. So I just give some examples of what resources I'm using. I told them what books she's reading. We submitted her notebook and stuff like that, and they just assign her a grade. And so science she can do at the school, or we did that, like we are doing that at home this year. The other subject that we have to do for school is an elective. And so first semester, I told you that we were doing photography for teens. This was a really fun course. Both of my daughters did it. They had fun using the iPhone cameras. It has 12 lessons. It has a lesson where you just kind of listen to it and you fill in the blank. It has a quiz. It has additional resources. And then it has an assignment. And then at the very end, I assigned both of my girls a portfolio. So I wanted them to have like a spread or a few pages of like 15 to 20 of their best photos. And so that's how we concluded this course last semester. So then this semester, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we decided that this semester we were going to do personal finance. And so I'm sort of cobbling together a course based on a few things here. At her school, they require that you have, I think it's between 65 and 90 hours for a credit. And so we kind of have to track that and prove it to the school. And then, like I said, submit work. So I have this course here, Beyond Personal Finance, Design Your Future. This would definitely be considered a semester course. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get through the whole thing this semester, just because it is video lessons, and that means I have to be home with both of my girls at the same time, and then we have short attention spans and stuff like that. So I don't think we can get more than 1 or 2 lessons done a week, and it takes 20 weeks to do this, so I really don't know if we'll finish this. So in order to make sure that we can finish this, and she needs at least 4 hours a week of this, so I can't do this 4 hours a week with her. So I added a few extra resources for her to do just to make sure we can cover all the hours that she needs. So right now she is working on this book. So Usborne Understanding Money, and this is what it looks like. So kind of fun and colorful. I just went through and decided on how many pages that she should do each week. Basically, she has a notebook like this, and I'm not going to show you her work, but I did a little example of what I want her to do each day. So after she's done the reading, she writes the date. She's supposed to write the name of the book and the pages she read. I want her to do an illustration that she found in the book that she found meaningful. I want her to write something that she learned. And then in the back here, I have a glossary. So anytime she runs into a bolded word in here, she is writing that in her glossary. And at the end of this book here, they do have the definitions of the words. So they do have a glossary here. So she either finds it here or she might have to look some up on the computer. So she's almost done that book. She's been doing that a while, and I haven't started the Beyond Personal Finance. So she's been really focused on that book. The next book she's going to move into is How to Turn $100 into $1 million. And so similar, it's very fun and colorful. I'm going to have her do the same thing. We're just going to continue to do that same process of writing in her notebook every time. This one also has a glossary in the back here. And so she will continue to fill out her glossary and continue to write stuff that she's learning as she goes through that. And then if we finish those 2 books and we need some more to do, I'm going to have her work on this a little bit more. So this is Financial Literacy for Grades 6 to 8 by Evan Moore. We are doing this in our morning basket, but we're probably only going to get about halfway through. So what I was thinking was she could do the rest of the half on her own. And then if we continue with this next year, I could just do this with my other 3 kids or even with just my boys. So that's sort of the plan for this. So this is sort of a backup. If we need to give her more, if she needs more hours and stuff, she can do what's at the back of this. So the last lessons here, we have making money in investments, saving for retirement, buying and using insurance, using money in different countries, making and taking out loans, paying to have a car, things like that. So that is something I'm just kind of keeping, and we'll just see how the time goes for what I have planned here. So that is her personal finance course. I hope that that makes sense to you, and you can sort of see how I'm kind of mixing and matching resources to create full half credits for her or full credits for her. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please do let me know below. Do you have any 9th graders? Do you do anything like this? Do you cobble things together, or are you following certain curriculum? What's your favorite way to homeschool high school? Thank you so much for coming today, and don't forget to go check out my other videos if you want to see what I'm doing with my 6th and 7th grader, with my 8th grader. I also have those videos up. Those are last week. So thanks for coming, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone.